Anyone who's been swallowed whole by a snake knows. Snakes only swallow their prey whole. They never chew their food. But right now I'm choosing to swallow a black mamba whole, even though its scales scratch my throat badly. I force myself to swallow it even if my body might burst. All because the global mutation apocalypse is coming. 70% of all creatures will turn into mutated monsters. And this black mamba right in front of me, in the previous timeline, turned into a terrifying black dragon. I have to swallow it before the mutation hits, so I can evolve together with the black mamba. I reincarnated 3 hours before the mutation begins. I rushed out of the classroom immediately and headed for the back hill. I searched the back hill like crazy for this black mamba. I'm the only one who knows how terrifying it is in this life. In my past life, it wiped out all of humanity's super martial warriors. Super martial warriors are people who don't mutate and have a chance to awaken the armor power. In my past life, I tried everything but never awakened the armor power. I struggled painfully for half my life, until I was eaten alive by a mutated creature. So this life, I'm taking a totally different path. I came to the school back hill to search for the black mamba crazily. 2 hours later, I spotted something in the bushes, a pitch-black black mamba, curled up napping under the tree shade. I was just thinking about how to swallow it alive, when a meow suddenly came from not far away. A pretty chunky tabby cat seemed to have noticed that black mamba. Its eyes lit up instantly, and sneaked over stealthily. When the distance between them was less than 30 centimeters, the black mamba suddenly lunged at the tabby cat at insane speed, but the tabby cat reacted even faster. It jumped back to dodge, and smacked it, flying away with one paw. The cat and snake started fighting right then. After a while, the dazed black mamba tried to run away, but there was no way the tabby cat would let it go. Such a delicious spicy stick. It pounced and smacked it a few more times. Soon the black mamba was beaten to within an inch of its life. Lying on the ground, twitching slightly. It couldn't fight back at all anymore. Just as the tabby cat was about to dig in, I suddenly rushed out and yelled loudly. The tabby cat was so scared it jolted, and zoomed several meters away in a flash, then turned around and stared at me. I ignored it completely. I picked up the half-dead black mamba with one hand. I checked the time, it was 4:59. Thank God I made it in time. I sighed with huge relief. Looking at the dazed black mamba in my hand, it felt like I was looking at a bright future. That tabby cat still hadn't left from the distance, staring at me resentfully. If it weren't for this two-legged beast, it would already be eating that spicy stick. But I know there's no way it could have eaten it at all, because it's already 4:59:20. The aurora is about to arrive. Once it hits, the black mamba will mutate. How could it eat it then? My heart started racing fast. I have around 20 seconds left to swallow the 1-meter-long black mamba in my hand. The time hit 4:59:30 right before my eyes. I flicked the black mamba's head a few times, then took a deep breath. When the countdown hit 20 seconds, I saw the sky color starting to brighten. I knew the aurora had entered the atmosphere. I didn't hesitate for a second. Opened my mouth wide to swallow it. I fought through the strong discomfort, swallowing it bite after bite, until I had swallowed the whole thing. I could still feel the black mamba struggling for its life in my stomach. But right at that moment, the gorgeous and blinding aurora swept across the sky silently. At that exact same moment, a loud boom sounded inside my body. The still struggling black mamba turned into what felt like a fire snake. It seemed to be burning inside my body as I screamed in pain. My genes started mutating crazily at this moment. Clumps of black dragon scales started popping up all over my body. My black hair started changing right before my eyes. The blood in my body felt like it was set on fire. My bones felt like they were cracking and healing one by one. I could feel the entire black mamba merging with my body. I don't know how much time passed. 2 black dragon tails sprouted from my spine with popping sounds. Dragon horns grew out of my head. All the black dragon scales on my body gradually merged into my skin, leaving faint, flickering black dragon patterns. All my teeth also became extremely sharp. I even grew 2 dragon fangs. I could feel the explosive power in my body and wave after wave of inherited memory flooding into my mind. I roared up at the sky. I did it. I felt the unstoppable, powerful force inside me, processing the inherited memories in my mind. I howled up at the sky in excitement. My hair was now as white as snow. My pupils turned blood red. A black dragon marking popped up between my brows. I controlled the 2 dragon fangs to shift back into regular teeth. Suddenly, a voice echoed in my head. A slightly childish voice called Master. I was slightly stunned when I heard that Master, I'm the black mamba you devoured. The childish voice was full of mixed emotions. Master, you're actually a reborn person. The past life in your memories is so crazy. Turns out I'm that powerful. No wonder you risked everything to devour me. The two dragons on my back extended out, their ferocious heads reaching right in front of me, and said in a very innocent tone. I was a bit shocked and asked, "You can see my memories?" I stared at it, pretty surprised. Even though these two black dragons have their own thoughts, they're like a part of my own body. I can take back control whenever I want. The black mamba said, Master, we're one now. No difference between you and me, but you have full control of the body. I'm really sorry. I don't know what else to say. It's okay, Master. We'll definitely be stronger than we were in your past life. Black Mamba's voice was still very childish. After seeing the memories of my past life, it knew how much I'd suffered. It didn't blame me for devouring it at all. During the fusion process, it was guided by some mysterious power and saw me as a father figure. All right, you'll be called Black Moon from now on. We're definitely going to be the overlords of this life. I patted Black Moon's dragon head and said with great relief. Suddenly, a roar came from the distance. I looked up. I saw the tabby cat that had tortured Black Mamba earlier had now mutated into a winged monster, with fur as sharp as steel needles, looking super ferocious. Master, kill it! Black Moon roared, staring at the cat monster hatefully. But the cat monster pounced at me first, reeking of murderous intent, its roar shaking the whole forest. A ruthless glint flashed in my eyes. My hands turned into indestructible, sharp dragon claws. I rushed forward like a cannonball and appeared in front of the cat monster in the blink of an eye. In just one move, I tore it clean in half. That was way too OP. I put away my dragon claws and said, Black Moon, eat it. But I didn't even need to say it. The two dragons controlled by Black Moon had already appeared in front of the two halves of the cat monster's corpse, opening their bloody mouths and devouring the flesh. As Black Moon devoured the cat monster's flesh and blood, I could clearly feel waves of heat rising inside my body. My dragon cells were more active than ever before. Sure enough, I can't cultivate by absorbing sunlight. I need to devour powerful flesh and blood instead. Feeling the changes in my body, I thought to myself, after super warriors awaken, they can absorb starlight to cultivate. I'm not a super warrior, so I didn't feel any difference between the current sunlight and the sunlight before. Soon Black Moon finished eating and said, Master, let's go kill someone. In the past life at school, wasn't there that bastard who treated you like trash? I'm gonna go kill him right now. My memories are its memories. Black Moon knew very well how much I hated that son of a bitch. That's exactly what I was thinking. Go back inside my body first. The guy I want to kill goes to the same school as me. He's the son of a billion-dollar group's chairman. His grandpa is a big shot in a military region, even though the mysterious aurora swept across the whole world. Within the next 3 hours, there won't be large-scale mutations yet. When I arrived at the school gate, classes were already over. Tons of students were coming in and out. I didn't go inside the school. I waited outside instead, waiting for Lin Bei to come out, because Lin Bei usually leaves with a bunch of rich second gens to eat around 5:30. It was 5:27 now, as I waited at the school gate, with my full head of white hair, no shirt on, and a black dragon tattoo on my chest. I immediately became a weird sight. All kinds of weird stares were thrown at me, from both guys and girls, followed by all kinds of whispers. Go on, stare all you want. You'll be crying in a few hours, I sneered, and lit a cigarette. 70% of all creatures on Earth will mutate. It's totally random. Even all the military zones won't be able to save themselves then. Soon I finally saw my target for this hunt. He was with a group of rich second gens, walking out of the school chatting and laughing. The moment I saw him, I couldn't help but recall my past life. Those rich second-gen brats wanted to save their own lives, so they threw me out to distract the monsters. I lost 3 fingers because of that, and almost died back then. A cruel smirk crossed my face. I walked straight towards them when someone asked, "Who are you? Good dogs don't block the way, you know?" A spoiled rich heir saw me approaching, and noticed I had no intention of stepping aside, so he snapped at me coldly. Lin Bei glanced at me, and mocked with a sneer. "Get out of my way." I said nothing, and stepped right in front of him. Before he could react out of shock, I grabbed his neck with my left hand and broke his right arm off without hesitation. A blood-curdling scream rang out right after. Everyone present was stunned with fear. The 3 other rich brats behind Lin Bei saw what happened, and immediately turned pale with fright. They all scrambled backward. Lin Bei's face was as white as a sheet. He let out an instinctive roar. Before passing out, "Help me! Call an ambulance now! Students leaving campus for meals saw this scene, especially the girls. All screamed in horror. I ignored all of them completely and broke off Lin Bei's other arm next. The searing pain woke him up. He yelled, "Who are you? What grudge do you have against me? Do you have any idea who I am? Do you know who my grandpa is? How dare you do this to me? Go stop this maniac already. You boys over there, why are you just standing there staring?" Many girls screamed, asking the boys present to step in and stop me. Some boys immediately snapped back angrily. "Why don't you go do it? Someone who can rip a man's arm off with one bare hand could slap you self-righteous idiots to death easily." I ignored all the horrified stares and screams around me and tossed Lin Bei onto the ground casually. "No matter who you are, I'm going to cripple all your limbs today." Right after that, I crushed his kneecap. "Stop!" Just as I was about to crush his other kneecap, 2 school security guards finally arrived. They held stun guns and tried to stop me. You know what happens to people who mind other people's business. I released a terrifying wave of murderous intent and glared coldly at the 2 guards. Just one look from me made the 2 guards ice cold with fear. They stopped dead in their tracks. In that split second, they hesitated. I stomped my foot down. Lin Bei let out a hoarse scream, then rolled his eyes back and passed out completely. That felt great. The rush of taking revenge on my enemy with my own hands made me grin in satisfaction. One of the guards gritted his teeth hard. He swung his stun gun and rushed at me, yelling, "Get him! You're gonna die anyway." Dying 2 hours earlier doesn't make a difference. A vicious look flashed across my face. I punched him hard in the chest. He flew over 10 meters like a broken kite and died the second he hit the ground. Even if I didn't kill this guard right now, he would turn into a monster in 2 hours anyway. So this was basically taking out a monster in advance. The watching students saw what just happened and all scrambled back in terror. Some called the police, others called for an ambulance. All of you, disperse now. Hardly any of you people here. We'll be alive in a little over an hour. No need to worry about stuff like this. Killing my past life's enemy with my own hands made me feel completely relaxed. I felt totally at peace. I left those cold words behind, turned around and left quickly. Time passed. It was 6 p.m. The real apocalypse began. All kinds of screams and shouts rang out across one bustling city after another. Some people who were running for their lives, mid-escape, suddenly started foaming at the mouth. Then their heads split open, and a huge bloody mouth grew out, looking absolutely hideous. They then ate their former companions whole. Some trees even had all their leaves and branches turn yellow and fall off instantly, grew hideous tentacles with eyes on them. When they spotted humans passing by, they would wrap around them and swallow them whole. Right now, I was standing by the huge floor-to-ceiling window, looking down at the whole city from the 100th floor. This is hell. It was a miracle I survived 8 years in my past life. Monsters are way too gross. There's no way I'm fighting them with my bare hands. That's why I came to get the sharpest weapon from my past life. Just then, Black Moon's voice sounded in my head. "Master, should we go loot some supplies first? Or take care of the Monkey King in the zoo first?" Right at this moment, a woman's scream came from outside the front door. Then a woman in a European pharmaceutical work uniform screamed and ran into the office, panicked and slammed the door shut with a loud bang. After doing all that, she collapsed to the ground completely, her curvy body trembling slightly, her face filled with utter despair. "Who are you?" She only realized at this moment that there was a stranger in the chairman's office and also spotted the 4 monster corpses here. I glanced at the woman casually and walked towards the main door. When the woman saw this, scrambled to the side in a hurry, staring at me in terror, while thinking to herself secretly, "Can I use this guy to lure the monsters outside away? Then take the elevator to the underground warehouse." She had already betrayed several companions on her way here, and now that she saw someone here, she immediately came up with a wicked idea. With her looks, what guy wouldn't be mesmerized by her? Suddenly outside the office door, loud heavy thuds kept hitting the door, and loud roars could be heard coming inside too. This scared the woman so much her legs went weak. I ignored the woman next to me, walked to the door and opened it. "No, don't!" the woman wailed with a miserable look on her face. The woman who had just stood up collapsed to the ground again. Right away, 2 worm-like mutated monsters pounced in with sharp claws outstretched. I drew the kitchen knife from its sheath. A cold glint flashed, followed by 2 streams of blood, and the 2 monsters' heads were immediately cut off their bodies. The woman was stunned when she saw this. Then a glimmer of hope burst in her eyes. She got up and ran towards me. "Please take me with you when you leave." "Who the hell do you think you are?" I glanced at the woman coldly, scoffed, and walked away. I'll give you my body in exchange. Please, just take me with you, okay? The woman ran up to me and was about to take off her clothes. Get lost. In this apocalypse, people like you are worth nothing at all. Not to mention a cheap slut like you. I stopped her outside the elevator and pressed the button for the first floor. You bastard, you're just gonna leave me to die. I curse you to be ripped to pieces when you die. The woman screamed in despair. The elevator reached the first floor, and the door opened slowly. Right away, 4 monsters came into view. When they saw someone in the elevator, they roared excitedly and pounced forward. I stepped forward, killing one with each strike of my knife. It was completely effortless, as easy as cutting watermelons. Master, where are we going? To take over an underground gang? One person's strength is limited after all. The gang I'm gonna take over has 6 or 7 super martial warriors. I walked out of Huangtian building and disappeared into the night in a few blinks. As my power intends to devour the mutated monster corpses, my originally hungry stomach gradually became full. If it keeps devouring mutated monsters like this, it's the same as if I ate them myself. All the mutated monsters in the entire world can practically become my food. A surprised and happy look appeared on my face. I probably don't count as a human anymore now. Ever since I unleashed the twin dragons on my back, even the passing mutated monsters don't dare to attack me. They run away as fast as they can when they see me. Although my hunger was gone, I still felt thirsty. Just when I was about to find some water to drink, suddenly from a distant street came a burst of intense gunshots. In the dark night, I disappeared from the alley in a few steps and headed towards where the gunshots were coming from. I saw that outside the supermarket entrance, 20 or 30 fully armed soldiers were shooting wildly in all directions at the endless hordes of mutated monsters swarming over. Gunshots and monster roars blended together. Open fire! Don't be fucking scared! Don't waste your bullets. Aim for their heads. Take out all these monsters, then close the iron gate of the supermarket and wait for the main force to come rescue us. Faced with so many, seemingly endless mutated monsters, some even needed dozens of shots to kill. All these soldiers started to panic. Suddenly, a sharp tentacle shot out from the darkness, pierced through 3 or 4 soldiers in a row, and dragged them all away. Oh no! There's a stronger mutated monster hiding in the dark. The captain's face fell, and threw 2 grenades towards that dark spot, then started shooting wildly at it. Inside the supermarket, over 100 survivors huddled together, listening to the gunshots and monster roars outside, their bodies trembling uncontrollably. Just when this team of 20 or 30 soldiers were about to run out of ammo, the monsters that were attacking them suddenly stopped charging forward, then scattered all at once, and all looked towards a spot in the darkness. What's going on? Don't tell me there's an even scarier monster coming for us. Seeing this, all the soldiers stared at the dark spot with their skin crawling, aimed their guns far towards that direction. Then they saw hundreds of monsters move in unison to make a path. This put all the soldiers on high alert, their gun-holding hands trembling slightly. Any creature that makes so many monsters make way for it has got to be a super powerful boss among monsters. But after a moment, they were all stunned, because what came into view was not a monster at all. Instead, it was a figure with a normal human body, except for 2 hideous protrusions on its back.